but I don't want your gifts. They're for you to keep. I was like, that's awesome. Like I don't need to push back. Thank you for bringing what you brought. Those are for you. And I appreciate that perspective. For me, what that's grown into is I'm okay with other people being who they need to be. And I'm also at a place of understanding that what people's frustrations or what their anger or what their sadness or what their fear or what their blame and shame is toward me, I'm not responsible for how they feel. Am I responsible for my action? Am I maybe responsible to have conversation about said experience? For me, yes, but I am absolutely not responsible for how you feel, nor am I responsible for your experience of my words or my actions. And that requires, at least as I see it, deeper, nuanced conversation from our heart, not just from our head, and to slow down and be present with each other. And in my experience, less and less of us have the time or carve the time out to be present with each other. So many things are these, sound bites. And as we become more and more influenced by phone and computer and media and those sound bites, our interactions as human become sound bite interaction. And as an example, the conversation I had with my partner this morning, that was a 2-hour conversation with no phone, no computer, no one else. There were other things that were on our to-do list of the day. And yet we also deemed that more important, that we carve time out to have this conversation, to connect with each other so that we can understand each other and so that we can understand ourselves in each other's presence.
Yeah.
That, from my experience, is becoming more and more and more rare. And the rarer that becomes, my guess is the more interesting things we're going to see happening on this planet.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. I think you honed in on some really interesting points there. And as you're speaking about being able to cultivate presence with another person, I think presence is also very much associated with attention. Mm-hmm. Because when you're giving someone your presence, it means you're giving them your full attention, and you're taking them in as with as much capacity as you can muster at that moment. I guess for me, that's how I would define presence, is the full experience of attention. And like you're sharing, Jator, we live in a world where you can go and you can watch the documentaries. For people out there, if you haven't seen things like The Social Dilemma, there's a number of other ones. The way that our tech is evolving, the way that our social media is evolving, is actually conditioning us to dwindle our attention down into, like you said, tiny little sound bites. And the more you engage with social media, and if you don't have this awareness, just watch yourself. Try and read a book. Try and sit with someone for an hour and have a difficult fucking conversation. And your mind will be squirming. Your fucking body will be squirming. Oh, I need something else. Do you know? And it's like that it's that hit of gratification. It's the novelty of it. But if we can have this curiosity, there's so much novelty to be found in relationship. We're such intricate organisms. I mean, and like you said, look, it's not for everyone, Jator. Not everyone's going to be hashing out for 2 hours and going through it. I would invite people to at least try it. If you have something, and I think, say the way that was my the way that I understand it, or my initiation into expressing myself, my needs, do a scan of your body. Where's the tension? What's happening there? Give it a few seconds. There's something underneath. There's something unexpressed underneath. That's my experience anyway. And yeah, no, that can be the portal for people to explore these conversations, this deeper knowing of self and of other, and how we meet in the middle.
Yeah, agreed. And I the piece that you said about social media and the ability to pay it to be in attention and an awareness would brings up this for me. I love sci-fi, and recently I saw the new Dune movie, and the director